Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. An oil service company and a solar energy company make up this week's Momentum Stock Picks. Mike Vodka, Momentum Stock Analyst for Zacks.com, here with us once again to go over a couple of these companies here that he's written about recently. Boy, you've really got an eclectic group here today.
Yeah.
Carbo Ceramics, that's the oil services company. What is that, CRR?
CRR.
The ticker symbol, okay.
Yeah, the company's been around for about 23 years, market cap just under $2 billion, so it's still in the small cap category. And this company, basically they provide a product called ceramic propane, and drilling companies use this to help extract oil from oil wells.
I see.
The company's been posting some pretty strong numbers. Their second quarter results in late July saw revenue jump 61% year over year to $112 million. They delivered earnings of 81 cents per share, and that was 27% ahead of the Zacks consensus estimate. And they have an average earnings surprise of about 25% over the last year.
All right.
Interestingly, this company, their primary, what they're dealing with right now is a glut of demand. They're actually having a hard time meeting demand. So what they're doing is they're trying to beef up their production capacities. They have another line coming on at an existing production facility that's set to be completed in November. That's going to boost their production by 20%. And then there's another line that's set for completion in 2011 that's going to boost their production another 40%. So it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, really, especially in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So we saw estimates move a little bit off the good quarter. The current year is up about 11%. The next year estimate was up about 9%. That's at 382 right now. So that's a 21% growth projection. So the longer term picture looks pretty solid too. From a valuation perspective, the PE ratio is a little hot, but when you actually look at the PEG ratio, which is the PE ratio divided by growth, it's at 1, and 1 is sort of considered a benchmark for value in that category. So the valuation picture does look like it's in check. Moving on to the last piece of the puzzle here, of course, is the chart. And we recently saw shares hit an all-time high above $83. There's been a little bit of volatility lately, but there's a long-term trend line that's still supporting shares, and the long-term trend is definitely bullish.
Okay. And by long-term, what kind of a time frame are you giving it?
Well, the trend line that we're looking at here has actually been in play for about 18 months here. So as long as that holds, the trend is still bullish.
Okay, but no way to tell how long it may hold going forward.
It's tough to say. Yeah.
All right. Jinko Solar Holding Company Limited. That's the solar energy stock from China.
Yeah.
JKS, ticker symbol, that you've written about recently. It's off to a hot start, you said.
Yeah, they actually had an IPO in May, and their share price is actually up 200% since then. So they have a really good start going, like you said. This is a company that manufactures solar components. So they're actually a supplier to companies that actually develop solar cells and solar panels. So they have a little bit more diversified exposure to the industry. But the solar companies have been really hot this year in general. They kind of muddled through
so to speak.
There you go. They sort of muddled through a tough 2009. Capital spending was down, but now we're starting to see that demand come back into the market. Their second quarter results on August 6th were really good too. Revenue was up 64% year over year. They had a really solid 41% earnings surprise, which is great. They were able to boost their production capacities year over year. They produced 99 megawatts this year as opposed to 83 megawatts. Do you know what a megawatt is?
Look, I'm doing the interviewing here, okay? You're looking at me like this is a good thing. You tell me.
Yeah, well, basically a 1 megawatt can power 1,000 homes for 1 hour. That's what I learned when I researched this company.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of an interesting tidbit. The balance sheet looks pretty...
Amazing what you learn here, isn't it?
The balance sheet looks pretty solid. They have $81 million in cash, long-term debt of $51 million, so that's definitely pretty good ratio. The estimates have been strong too. Both the current year and next year estimate took a nice jump forward on the good quarter. Valuation picture is great here. Shares only trading at 7 times. The peers are at about 11.5 times. So you're actually going to get shares at a discount. And then the last piece of the puzzle here, of course, is the chart. And like I mentioned before, we're at an all-time high right now. Shares are up 200% since the IPO, so some really solid upward momentum.
Is that really the last piece, or is that just one of many pieces? You think about that. Do you own either of these two?
No, I don't.
All right. If you want to check out more Zacks Rank Buy stock pick ideas for yourself, and you're not already at the homepage, Zacks.com, then you need to get there. And over in the upper right-hand corner of that homepage is where we put 4 new stock pick ideas for you daily. With Mike Vodka, I'm Terry Ruffalo.